god, we've been waiting for this moment for so
Oh my
long,
gosh.
and now it's here, and it's like,
Bray, I can't believe
when
it,
episode
Bray.
100 came along, we were like, no big deal, wait for 200, that's the big one, and now
That's
it's
the
here
big one.
right now.
Right here, right now, like that Fatboy Slim song. Episode 200. Are you ready, folks?
Yeah.
Wait, you have a soundboard button that's like people cheering.
Oh yeah.
That's laughing. They're laughing at us. Oh my god, we are the shame of the town. They're screaming now. We're frightening them, Brandon. What are you doing? Now we've shocked them. Oh,
They don't like all this criticisms you're giving them.
Brandon, you've dropped your trowel and you are showing them their penis, and now they are booing your penis. That is how this is going down right now.
Ian, it makes me sad when you yell at me.
Brandon.
Them in the palm of my hand.
Brandon, don't make me hit you again.
I wouldn't. I would. Get him!
Oh no!
Oh no. This audience is out of control. Anyways. Look, I only have so many audience now. I got some boos. I got some claps and some laughs. Oh, I have a gasp. Did I try that? I should use that when you threaten to hit me. Anyways, everybody. Ian's dead. Like, no, I mean like he's actually dead. This isn't a laughing matter.
Oh shit. Somebody used their Dragon Balls to bring me back. I'm alive. Oh yeah, no, they wouldn't like me. No one likes when I come back. It's okay. I understand. Brandon,
Glad you're back, Ian.
thank you. I'm glad to be back. It is episode 200 of DrawBomb Live. Do you know what that means?
No.
It means we've been doing this for way too long to have a completely empty chat room, but that's okay. We press ever onward.
We have 229 followers, so for the next 29 episodes, we're still in the green.
That's right.
Maybe.
That's right. Hey, that's right.
But once we hit that 30 mark and we still haven't gained a follower, then it's gonna start looking pretty sad.
It's pretty
right now,
grim.
this doesn't look sad at all.
All of it is. It's all. The whole situation is grim, is what I'm trying to say. But Brandon, even then, this has been a blast, and DrawBomb goes back, I think, further than everybody in the chat up there thinks. So I've actually arranged quote a little trip through memory lane of the history of DrawBomb. So
when did the show start, Richard?
The show started, Brandon, in 2016.
Crazy.
Doesn't that just blow your mind?
It does. It does. I know our title cards go back to 2019, but do we have older ones somewhere?
We have older ones. I'm gonna show you some drawings from our first ever days of DrawBomb. Hold on. Oopsies.
Can't wait to see this.
So first and foremost,
see this.
We started DrawBomb in 2016 as we were looking up new software to storyboard waterlogged in. We found Drawpile and just decided to start streaming with it on Twitch. Again, in 2016. This is before streaming really popped off the way it did. So this is a drawing we did together in the beginning when we originally
In the beginning.
we originally made DrawBomb. Originally, the idea was we were trying to figure out a name for the show, and we thought of Bob La Ba Draws Bomb, and that's how we came up with DrawBomb as the name of the show. And so here are some more drawings.
That's more of a mouthful.
That's more of a mouthful. So here are some more drawings.
Got some bone issues. His arm is coming at a weird angle.
I think.
Hope he's okay.
I think I did the arm. I think you did the head. I think we both did the coloring. Here's another drawing from the days of 2016.
Wow.
Now, DrawBomb back then didn't actually have any format or structure or schedule. We would just go live on Twitch.
Now.
Right. We would just go live on Twitch, and we would just be like, we're just going to draw and talk for the next 3 hours. And we would frequently do that. In fact, one episode we were talking about specifically Turok and dinosaurs, and this was such a we had such a fun time doing this stream that we streamed for about, I want to say, 4 hours that day, sometime around the day, like the midday, and then we streamed again for another like 6 hours that night. And here are drawings from the Turok specific stream. As you can see, I also remember, okay, so up in the top left is apparently what I did is during the stream, I talked about how when I was like 3 years old, I had read Calvin and Hobbes. I wanted to draw. I was drawing comics, but because I was a 3-year-old who had no imagination or creativity, I drew instead a comic called Calvin and Squirrel, which was just not nearly as good as Calvin and Hobbes in terms of writing, art, pacing, because I was 3. So this is me recreating sort of like what Calvin and Squirrel was like. And then this is you drawing Turok.
Seems like a great comic.
This is you drawing Johnny Fireseed, I believe is his name from Turok.
Is that his name? That's fucking cool.
I believe his name is Johnny Fireseed. Very 90s. Very 90s name. He's killing a dinosaur because he's a dinosaur hunter. So yeah, that was from that episode of, and again, this is DrawBomb in 2016. And I know it's 2016 because I remember at one point during an episode of DrawBomb, we talked about that bird that flew on the podium for Bernie Sanders during his rally.
Oh yeah.
And that was 2016, so.
There you go. That places it. Real quick, Leviathan Den just subscribed. Thank you, Leviathan Den. We appreciate you. Subscribed for 47 months.
Wow, wooey.
Says 1 more month and I'm at 4 years.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
That's what a guy. What a guy.
What a fella.
Reasons like that we get to live the lavish lifestyle that we do because of fans like
absolutely right.
Leviathan Den. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Another shark to add to our pool.
Oh, you got another shark for your shark tank?
That's right. That's right.
And I'm not talking about your TV show where you buy stupid like made for TV products. I'm talking about like that large tank you have in your office where the sharks swim around.
That's right. And I throw interns into it.
Yeah. I mean,
exactly.
You don't have to pay them, so you also they're not technically like a whole person. You're allowed to dispose of them.
Well, they're interns. Nobody cares.
Right. Exactly. Once they're on the budget, once you're paying them, then it's like a whole can of monkeys to kill them off. But when they're interns, it's like nobody cares.
Who cares? Who gives a flying shit? I have another drawing from the olden days of 2016 DrawBomb. This is Mike Tyson brand cereal, breakfast cereal. Cheerios. As you can see, it's a bowl full of ears.
He's
and
too.
Mike Tyson on the cover is saying, "Holy fucking shit, you guys."
He's thrilled. It's his favorite thing to eat. When he bit that ear back in the 90s, it wasn't because he was trying to like.
Man was hungry.
It was just because he was hungry. And you know what? You ever fight on an empty stomach?
I wouldn't want you to.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Here's another drawing from the olden days of DrawBomb. This one, I think you'll see we were just as memey back then as we are today. I'm noticing
better
some.
at it then?
I don't know. I'm liking some of what I'm seeing in there. I think what's really cracking me up is the dog in the dinosaur costume.
The gang's all there, just as I remember them. All the popular characters.
Every character, and I like how for some reason we're drawing over the dinosaur family, but for some reason, and I feel like this is the line work tells me this is my drawing. Is I've also just drawn the character's costume as it was over him again, changing nothing. It's just like I've traced the picture.
Wait. Oh, I see the coat. I thought you meant you gave the dad a helmet. For some
I did
reason.
give the dad a helmet for some reason.
Like he's a knight, and for no real reason. He's just like he's either a knight or he's like X-Men like Magneto helmet.
It feels very like Oblivion style helmet, like the Imperial Guards. And then what's the name of the guy from Tool Time? Because that's actually quite a nice
Al. Yeah,
Al.
That's a good Al Borland you just did there.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised. Like I like that drawing. That's like I would have to like shift the eyes and the left eyebrow. Here, let me see if I can make that happen actually.
I don't know. You can, but
I would modify. You just see. Hold on,
got some charming qualities. The fact, like, since it's stylized to begin with, that that's some.
I agree, but I just want to try something real quick. This would make it look. It's very charming in its imperfections. But
did we add the dog in the dinosaur costume, or did we find?
We absolutely did, somewhere? Or it might have been from
blurry to everything else.
It might be from an article online or something like that. Okay, so I've fixed my owl up a little bit. I've just made his eyes a bit more sensible, like realistically placed.
I don't like it as much.
You don't like it as much. It doesn't feel quite so true.
We don't need to change the past, We've lived.
We're not rewriting the history, okay? We're just showing it as it could be.
How do you feel about my Wilson?
I love your Wilson. It looks just like him.
He's kind of like I guess it's just a segment of the fence. Because the fence feels small in front of him, it almost feels like he's gigantic. And this is like a nightmare that Tim keeps having every night or something.
He looks very
Wilson's
nightmarish.
Face is just like this monolithic, like giant face looking over the fence. Tim, come to the other side of the fence, Tim.
Fuck you, Tim.
I have advice for you.
Let me tell you. Have you seen, by the way, Lord Spew's Tool Time like parody animation? Oh my god, I'm gonna post a link to that in the Adult Swim, or not in the Adult Swim, in the DrawBomb Discord. It was financed by Adult Swim, essentially. Give me 2 seconds. Adult Swim Tool Time.
Dinosaurs should have had a dog in a dinosaur costume that everybody just like treated like a dinosaur.
That dog cracks me up.
Nobody questions it.
That dog, and for some reason someone drew an eye patch on it, and I feel like the dog needs the eye patch. The look is
it's a
incomplete.
great addition.
Yeah, looks incomplete without the eye patch.
Who's the ugliest of the dinosaur family? I mean, I guess the easy answer might be like the baby, but like it's also a baby.
I would say the brother. I hate his mohawk.
I was gonna say, of the sister, brother, mom, and dad, who's the ugliest?
I hate the brother the most. I think he gives me the most ick vibes.
Both the kids are just like ugly.
Yeah. No one looks good. Look, no one comes off looking good in the Dinosaurs TV show.
Sure. That's true.
I just wanted to throw that out there.
The boss looks awesome.
The boss is a lot of fun for sure.
It's a great design. Like he's packed into that little desk in that little space, and he's just like, his design's really good.
It works. It works.
No notes there. The rest of the family, hideous.
Now, speaking of hideous, I want to show you another drawing from the days of DrawBomb 2016. Are you ready
Let's see.
for the depravity?
Probably not, but let's see it. Oh, I know this one. This one. You at least gave Sonic clothing.
Oh yeah, your Pikachu is buck naked. That is correct.
He's loose. He is on the loose.
Hang loose, bro. So that's a picture that we drew back in the day. Now this is interesting. So this was our original. So this was us drawing a caricature. Now it's Shit Baby Man, and I think this was like a parody of Donald Trump, like back in the day. I think we were calling him Shit Baby Man on the stream. So that's that.
Was this like a...
It's an exquisite corpse.
Kind of... That's what I was gonna say. Okay, it was an exquisite corpse. That makes a lot of sense, because I was like, kind of a strange drawing, but because we couldn't see what the other person was doing, that's why it feels...
Yeah. And then we called it Shit Baby Man.
We must have had somebody on, did we have somebody on doing the bottom?
I don't think we did. Maybe we did.
I don't think that was you or me.
Huh.
I think that was Zone Dog or Zach doing the legs.
Interesting, because like since this is 2016, we weren't really prone to having guests, but I don't think we would be like opposed to somebody just randomly joining us, so it's hard to say.
It could have been one of us. I look at the legs and diaper, and I don't think, before you go away, before you move on, I just want to...
I know. I'm gonna undo, and that because I realized you started talking again. I just wanted to... There we go.
I knew... Okay. I could tell that I did the middle portion.
Yes.
And the cape. I know I did the Shit Baby on the bottom right. I didn't draw anything else in this picture.
I did Green Baby.
I didn't do... You did his head. Yeah?
I did the Green Baby, and I also did the man's head, yes.
Okay.
Whoever...
Did you draw that thing dancing to the left?
I think there was a guest, and whoever was our guest drew that and drew the legs.
Yeah, I think so.
That might have been Zone Dog, but with a mouse instead of a tablet or something. It's hard to say. I'm gonna load up the next drawing like I had done before. So this is, I think, so around this time, the new Power Rangers movie was announced. So I think we drew this.
Yeah. And just to go back in time, I think we were like, oh, it kind of sounds like they're doing it in a cool way, and then it sucked. Turned out it was like, I didn't.
Did you see it?
But it turned out
I never saw it either.
No. But I think it ended up being kind of dumb. Like, at least, you know, based on just like community reception.
What people have been saying, yeah. It's a shame because I was.
Zordon, and it's a good Alfalfa. Was it? What was the robot's name?
I think his name was Alfalfa. Yeah.
Might have just been Alpha. Or...
Might have been Alpha, yeah. Ay ay ay.
I do remember that part.
Hold on 1 second.
Alpha 5.
Alpha 5?
Yeah.
Huh. I accidentally closed the folder I was using to post these drawings, so give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Archive. Okay. Now this one, I actually don't have. I have a theory for this one. Okay.
Maybe I can help with this.
So we have a toast man. I don't think there's any sort of like underlying narrative we necessarily need to know about Toast Man.
He has a very kind of like powdered toast man look to him. He even has sparkles.
Is very powdered toast man coded for sure. And then we have a man on the left who is like alien style chest bursting with musical notes. And we also have a like a whole rest and a half rest, and like frequently in music. people talk about whole rests and half rests being like a hat, and so we've put a rabbit in that hat. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now there's a 1 next to the man with the thing bursting out of his chest, but I don't. So like clearly this was like a sequence of drawings, but I don't have the rest.
Clearly a Mario coin next to him.
You're so right. Now this one's gonna be fun. This one's gonna be something we're gonna have to really try and decipher. Okay, are you ready for this? This is still from 2016.
I'm so ready.
This is still from the 2016 days.
Okay.
Now this is a game we're no stranger to. This is where we drew a comic, but you drew frame 1. I drew frame 2, you drew frame 3, and I'm also seeing a little bit of our VR goggles sketch in some of the aspects, some of the tropes of this comic, if you see what I mean.
I mean, yeah, in some ways.
Just the granny with the cat. Yeah. Which we've also done in Waterlogged,
okay.
but that is a trope, that is a well we keep going back to. Is the old granny with the cat.
If I was an old granny, I would have a cat.
My like grandma had a cat, and her name was Stray, and she was 22.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Alright, so if we're going through this, kid throws a newspaper, flies through the window, steals the grandma. The cat is upset about this. Says, looks like cat's got a new toy to play with, and then it's a misdirect because he's playing with a little mousey. But then
he's actually got a new toy.
And then we keep going, and he's hit by another paper. Then he kills the paper boy with a shotgun, which is
violent.
But it's okay because he was a zombie.
They're
like
both zombies.
This is a zombie world.
Things really take a turn.
This is an origin story for Mittens.
I gotta say, of like the sort of comics where you like pass the next panel along, this is the sort of result I'm looking for. You know, this one's really.
A good one. This one worked out well.
The desperation can be felt in the decisions made of like how the panels go, and I think it creates a sort of unique breakneck pace to the comic that only makes sense when you realize, like, oh fuck, these dudes were like constantly writing each other into corners.
Yeah, we really were.
I love it.
It turned out great. When I drew the kid on the paper, throwing the paper, I never knew it would end with a cat jumping out of a window shooting zombies with a shotgun.
You know, okay, so I have a
6 panels later, 8 panels later.
I have a pitch for you. So I don't know when the hell we're ever gonna make these, but we have the kids playing baseball. We have the big mouth Billy Bass.
Yep.
Animation number 3. This. And like with the explanation somewhere immediately explaining that's why this is the way it is, but animating it I think would be a very interesting sort of sequence.
I like it. Yeah, I would animate this. This seems I can already see it being like fun because a lot of the shots are very dramatic to begin with.
Yeah, because
the animation.
Because we're trying to essentially set up something for the next person to work with. Everything is like happening always.
This cat is shooting zombie grandma while jumping through a window, while kicking zombie paperboy in the face.
Which is interesting because zombie paperboy did get like domed. He got like shot in the head several times by initially. So like, how is he still?
It was. You can see that the damage isn't too great. He's just kind of got buckshotted. He didn't. He got peppered. His head's intact.
It didn't. It's like they Phineas gauged him. You know, like he still got a brain in there, even though he got pieces thrown through it. Are you ready for more pictures?
Yes, please.
Okay. So let me see here. Okay, this one's interesting. This one is, I feel like, towards the tail end of DrawBomb as we were doing it, but we were playing. So as we have done in current iteration of DrawBomb, back then we were doing a lot of like drawing games, and so we have here. We were each making a chimera.
Whoa.
And so we were like randomized somehow. I don't know how exactly we randomized,
What
but
have I
as you can
done?
see, we have parameters up in the top middle. The first head. So we took the body parts of a chimera. Now a chimera in the traditional Greek lore is, if I remember correctly, a snake, a lion, and an eagle. No, a snake and a lion's head.
Like a ram.
It's like there's an eagle,
A goat,
there's a
lion.
snake, there's a goat, there's a lion, there's a snake, there's an eagle. You know what would help if I just looked it up?
No, who's got the time for that?
Chimera.
The Statler and Waldorf heads is funny.
Are so good and so haunting. Okay, so
I don't know
hold
who's
on.
who, but I especially like my the one furthest away.
The well, I mean, you clearly did the Statler and Waldorf one. I clearly did. You did Kevin. I did Bob.
Yeah.
We named
I'm saying
them.
when I say furthest away, I mean whichever of the two old men. I don't know. They're always in a pair, but the one with white hair in the background, I think, is my favorite drawing of the two.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, you did both of them. You did all of Kevin.
Yeah. I understand. I'm just saying of
I
Statler and Waldorf, I don't know who's who, so I can't.
when you
just say
said
which
I
one.
don't know
like,
who, I understand now.
Oh,
You were
okay,
saying who. You don't know who is who of Statler,
Yeah.
and I get you. I get you.
I don't know who's Statler, who's Waldorf. Hey, Lotus Clock, how's it going? Welcome.
A lion's head, a goat's body, a serpent's tail, and I tend to see pictures of a goat's head as well. And
Oh, the face cams are down, apparently.
you know what? It's because I brought up the article describing a chimera. They're back up.
Got it.
It's hard to keep track of all this. Okay, it's not easy. Hello, Lotus Clock. Welcome to episode 200. We're just going through a trip down memory lane of DrawBomb. Now, there's still more pictures yet to go, Brandon. Do you feel like this segment of DrawBomb from 2016 is going on too long? Are you enjoying this trip? Do you
I'm
want
having
more?
a great time. I don't know. How do you think we're doing time-wise?
Time-wise? I mean, we're doing great time-wise. We still have plenty of time to go.
Keep on cruising.
Okay. So, next up, I'm just gonna, I don't
Lotus Clock
have,
says they also don't see the magma board. I did set it up, but should
Oh,
we even
I'm
should
so
we bother
sorry.
this week, or should we put it up?
Oh, it's
It is
set up.
live.
Give me a second.
I just didn't draw anything on it this time.
I messed up. Give me 2 seconds, I'll have that draw along popped up in the window. I was so focused on other aspects, I forgot.
All right.
Brandon, isn't it crazy that DrawBomb is almost 10 years old?
That is crazy, actually. That's if you asked me if it's 10 years old, I would be like, absolutely not. But because there's evidence, I cannot dispute this fact.
I know. I don't have the drawing of Birdie. We call them Birdie Sanders. But what I will say is that these files in my computer do...
Hanging out here.
My Windows Explorer is like crashing right now. It's under intense load. You can probably hear my computer when I talk.
Yeah. Let's say we could skip the magma if it's doing too much.
It's okay. It's just my computer needs to buck up. But yeah, for instance, I have a drawing here, and it says modified or which is created for some reason. The Windows system is so strange, but it was essentially created Saturday, March 26th, 2016, at 3:51 a.m. That's the kind of times we were dealing with.
Weird. A lot has changed. Now we go to sleep at reasonable hours.
Sure we do. Now, there's still more drawings to go. Oh my gosh, my Windows is being like, hey, how dare you? Alright, so I still got more DrawBomb from 2016. Not much more, by the way, but what we have is left is a doozy.
Alright.
So, one sec, I thought I'd copied it. Turns out I had not. I have copied it now. My computer is chilling out a little bit.
Just getting some fresh air of the computer. Just needs to take some deep breaths over there.
Yeah, the computer just needs to breathe into a paper bag. So do you see these Pokemon themed drawings we have here? Now be careful. Pocket Pair might sue us.
Oh. Scoot the Burbs.
Or I'm sorry, Nintendo might sue us. Scoot the Burbs? Is that... Oh, Scoot the Burbs. That's right. We were talking about the song Scoot the Burbs in this particular episode, it seems like. Now you remember Scoot the Burbs.
A drawing of a guy on a scooter hitting a half pipe at one point. I don't know if it's saved.
I feel like we did draw that. I don't know if we have it saved. I'll have to look. But you remember Scoot the Burbs.
We did draw it. I do. I remember Scoot the Burbs.
Scoot the Burbs. Scoot the Burbs. That's how it goes if I remember correctly.
I think you're right. But I remember discussing it.
Yeah, on the show.
Years ago.
Many moons. Now, I see also here, it's taking me very long to pull up these old pictures now. What am I looking at? I'll show it. You know what? The unbridled history. Scoot the Burbs. Scoot the Burbs.
What do we got? I like the Diglett with the
the
you don't
face.
Have to go back, but he's got stubble. Pretty fun. Got some crazy bone structure as well.
He does.
Alright, what do we got here? We got a man dripping.
Ooh, I just sneezed so hardcore.
Did it feel good?
It felt great. Now talk about this drawing.
Okay, we got a man stripping. I like the way that you've drawn his body. The pole couldn't be further up into his crotch.
Yeah, he's
like,
really riding that thing.
He almost appears to have, like, it's a perfect fit.
Perfect
having a
fit.
great time.
This pole was made for me.
I was thinking of that too.
Amazing.
Okay. Then over here we have a man who is... Somebody's still throwing cash at him as well, but he has been trapped under what appears to be a bookcase that has fallen on him.
Am I missing a pun here?
So it's trapped by box. This is
bookcases, but it's like spelled with 3 X's.
I think you were trying to make it sexy because
that is my handwriting.
I know. Somebody's throwing money at him, so I think the joke you were going for is something about 3 X's means like, you know, like sexual.
Yeah.
XXX. But it's not It's not that clear.
It's not
what's
quite
happening here.
translating. Yeah, I don't know. We saved this though. We saved this picture.
Yeah, we thought let this. We'll want to look at this episode 200. We said.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Here we are. Now I have 2 more drawings I feel like showing off of this particular category, and then I have 1 more type of drawing to show off for the look back on DrawBomb from 2016.
Okay.
This was clearly when we were setting up the sort of chimera game. But we have here us setting up the parameters. But we also have a giraffe chimera of a snake that you drew. I feel like that's significant, is all.
Just have a, okay, yeah, same game. But he's got a little snake tail. That
That's
snake
it.
doesn't look too threatening. It kind of just
I ain't
looks
worried about
like-
that snake.
it actually looks like that snake actually looks like it's maybe having a bad time just getting tugged along by a giraffe. Doesn't want to be
That snake is unwillingly along for the ride.
exactly. It didn't ask to be attached to a giraffe.
That's right. They didn't
The
ask
same way
for
that
this.
I wouldn't like to be attached to the butt of a giraffe.
Exactly. Now, Brandon.
You know what'd be cool? Oh, go
What's
ahead.
that? No, you go first.
What would a centaur look like, but a giraffe version?
A giraffe centaur, like a human,
Would the
human
torso
body,
just be really long?
human torso. Oh man, the neck would be like really long. It'd be like a human torso with a really long neck on a giraffe's
Okay, so
body with the legs.
You're seeing a really long neck. I think so. On a horse, on a centaur, the horse's neck is the man's body. If you were like the 1-for-1.
Yeah.
So I kind of picture a giraffe version of a centaur to just be a really long torso. I
One
think
sec.
too.
Oh, I'm trying to. Uh-oh, my computer's freaking right now, man. My computer's freaking.
It's having a rough go.
It is. Here's the thing. Google Chrome is just very memory intensive.
So. This is how I picture it.
This is how I picture it.
I like them both for different reasons. They're both absurd for different reasons. Yours is funny because mine seems a lot more functional, even though it's still stupid. Like, I feel like having your arms near your head would be a lot more useful. Your guy would have a hard time. His depth perception would be a little bit messed up, I think.
I feel like mine is more in line with the rules of a centaur if you were to mix it with a giraffe. I feel like mine is taking the.
I don't know. I feel like the horse's neck is the torso. Wow, I don't know how to draw a horse.
That's interesting.
So like, this is the thing, and then the centaur is like the man. You know, blah, blah, this is like his shoulders. This is his head. You know, on a normal one. So, if the neck is his torso, then that's why I picture him with having like a giraffe.
I see your logic. I don't know if I agree with it. It's something I'm gonna have to have a deep soul search about.
I have to really think about this.
Yeah.
The one thing I do like about my drawing is that his belly button is way down at the bottom.
That is interesting. Like, now if he were to say be a very well exercised
Yes, abs.
giraffe centaur, the abs
all the way down.
Abs all the way down. So we're talking like a 50 pack.
If you'd have a 50 pack. This just looks like he's part of some disgusting surgery that sewed him onto the.
He's gonna need some strong stomach muscles to be able to lift himself and like around like that. So.
Yeah. Who do you think would win in a fight, my guy versus your guy? I could like choke and punch you in the face.
Yeah, I feel like
2 body shots. I think you'd lose.
I feel like my guy could tackle yours, but your guy would have the long neck is just a huge glaring combat disadvantage.
Disadvantage. It's like a big bullseye. Like if your most dangerous spot to get hit is your neck or your head, the majority of your guy's body is that.
It's
by
like
a sword, it's all over for you.
In Jackie Chan Legend of the Drunken Master, a guy attacks him who's like wearing a business suit and he's got a tie. Jackie Chan just grabs this dude by his fucking tie and beats the shit out of his face, punches him so many times in his face. And it's because he had a tie. This neck is that dude's tie, you know?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Now I have more drawings to show off, Brent. I have 2 more drawings of this sort of variety. Are you prepared, or do you want to talk about this more? I'm sorry, I feel like I'm rushing along, but
no, you're not rushing at all. In fact, I think I'm having fun with it, so I'm cool with it. But I feel like I'm the one kind of stalling it up.
I'm thrilled you're having fun with it. Have fun with it. I want you to have fun with it.
I hope you're having fun too.
Don't feel like we're taking too long. I'm just trying to keep things interesting. I'm just trying to keep things.
I'm done with.
Okay.
With that.
So this actually piggybacks off of our original dinosaurs drawing and our Turok drawing. This was all in the same episode.
Okay.
The Turok drawings, the dinosaurs drawing with the dog and the dinosaur costume, and this drawing were all part of the same stream, Brandon. That's how much we cooked when we were doing this.
We went for a long time.
We did.
And no wonder we had like this. We had a good one. There was a lot of people watching, if I remember correctly. Like, I feel like we peaked on like episode 1.
It's possible. This was.
And then we were like, let's do this all the time.
And we never did it again.
I mean, we did the show all the time, but we didn't have people watch.
You're right. You're right about that. And on that note, Brandon, the final stream from 2016, I have a picture from it. This was from the final DrawBomb 2016 stream. Now this image was created on...
Oh, I remember this.
Wednesday, March 1st, 2017 is when we did our last episode of the initial incarnation of DrawBomb, which would become DrawBomb Live eventually.
The Office drawing.
It's The Office, that's it. Okay, now, there are more drawings from our initial run that I have to show off, but they're all very, very related. And I think you're going to be like, ooh, when you see it. Oh my god, I closed the...
These aren't the best likenesses. I like Kevin.
Kevin's
Pam's
good.
okay. The rest are not very good.
No, not at all. I don't think we tried. I think we were intentionally drawing, like...
I hope not.
Off model. Now, are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready? I'm sorry, I'm stalling at the moment.
I think so.
Okay, here we go. Just have to resize this thing. we have here is DrawQuest, the first and only this first at least and only in terms of the initial run episode of Dungeons and DrawBombs. Before we came up with that much better name, we called this DrawQuest. And I'm posting another picture now.
Yeah. And this, you know, we did more with these characters in the future.
We did. And that can be found here. I'm just kidding, I don't have anything ready. But so that was the drawing we made at the beginning of that particular stream. And this is the one we drew at the end.
We have leveled up. Wow. Look at that glow up.
From blow up to glow up. Now just for some highlights along the way. I don't remember all of DrawQuest verbatim, but I do have very fond memories of it. As I was an old man, so you carried me, and we came to a bridge where, again, I don't know if I've described this already. Many Hats Matt, aka Great Frog Wizard, was the dungeon master of DrawQuest. And so, my old man, my back was hurting, Brand Thor carried me, Schmizzard the Wizard, and we came to this bridge, and we were given a riddle. Brandon, do you remember what the riddle was?
No.
The riddle was, and I'm saying it in the sort of, linguistic way that, this character said it. Me going hard, me come out soft. What am I?
Me going hard, me come out soft. What am I? I don't. Okay. Did we solve it?
We did. Well, we didn't solve it, actually. We were eventually the person guarding the bridge told us. We both guessed it was a penis, but it was in fact chewing gum.
Oh.
Chewing gum.
Oh no!
So,
what happened to Schmizzard?
I was on the ground for some reason. I don't know why. But then,
Got it.
after we crossed the bridge with the chewing gum in tow, we came to the Salty Spittoon. I don't know if that was the actual name. This is the vibe I'm getting from this picture right here, is the Salty Spittoon.
Fish bartender.
And there was a fish bartender, you were correct. Now I'm pulling that image up right now. There was a fish bartender. So we sat down at this bar. There we are. And we ended up, if I recall correctly, the fish bartender wanted us to get their dog or something. I don't remember what happened.
I don't know how you remember this.
I don't know either. I have this weird... I don't know.
I don't remember that at all.
But what I remember is, so what ended up happening was, I had to do a dice roll, and I ended up like trying to do something with the gumball, but I ended up killing the fish bartender's dog. Here's me trying to bring the dog back to life. I've killed the dog at this point.
You killed it with bubblegum. It's like splatted.
I think what ended up happening was we put bubblegum down the fish bartender's throat and choked him to death with it, and we ran away with the dog.
Oh. I didn't... Do you have bubblegum powers, or was he covered in bubblegum?
He was covered in bubblegum. I don't know exactly the circumstances. But then once we had... I
remember these drawings, but I don't remember why or...
I'm hazy on a lot of it, I'm not gonna lie. I'm so hazy.
I'm surprised you remember as much as you do.
Me too, man. I don't know what's in me that makes me remember this kind of stuff. I'm pulling up some pictures now. I'm trying to Like, for instance, before we entered the bar, there was this. I think I used magic to make you throw up on yourself so that we could get into the bar.
What? Nobody lets you in for throwing up.
I know. I don't understand. But we're walking away from the bar here with the dead dog in tow.
Stuck to my shoulder. Oh. Oh wait, I think I'm good.
I'm back again.
I got kicked out for a second.
I got kicked out for a second too, but I think I'm okay. Let me just make sure.
Try like making a line. I want to see if it's.
Oh shit! Hold on. I saw you make a line, and the camera that shows the stream. That was a Wizards with Guns sketch I was hearing. Okay, hold on. We're good. You see that?
Okay. I do. We're good.
Okay. So, there's us walking away. Now, we have few drawings left from this initial adventure, but what I can tell is the, taking so long to load these drawings, and I'm getting so crazy hot in this robe. Oh my goodness.
Take it off.
Take it
off. Give the people what they want.
I feel like
every 200 episodes, Ian's gonna remove a piece of clothing.
Hell yeah, baby. This is us. We are walking away
wait
from
till episode 800. We're gonna get banned.
Oh man, people are gonna be lining up.
Double Rocket says, "Happy 200 episodes and happy wedding anniversary." Thank you.
Whoa, is it your wedding anniversary today?
Occasions. Tomorrow.
Oh my god, do I have that in my phone?
Tomorrow. Is that something that I do very much appreciate it, Double Rocket, but I will say, Ian, I don't know, wedding anniversaries is not something that I have like locked and loaded for my friends, so I wouldn't feel guilty.
My best friend's wedding anniversary though? Like, hold on one second. Hey Siri,
right.
can you add Brandon and Morgan's wedding anniversary to tomorrow on my calendar?
And you were in it, you son of a bitch.
Morgan's wedding anniversary is scheduled for tomorrow. It's on your work calendar.
Thank you, that's perfect.
It looks like our cams are no longer working again.
I did it. I know what I did. Back. Woo! Alright.
Hello.
I'm just gonna edit this to repeat every year. Future events. Work?
Yeah,
no.
It's annual.
Alright. Now I have that on my phone from now on.
Year 2, baby. Year 2.
Hey. So then the final
All
boss.
celebrations have a 2 in them.
That's right. That's right.
So something I do want to mention real fast. The bridge in this thing is very similar to the bridge drawing in the animated version.
You're correct. We have to stop the wizard. There's a lot of
yeah, actually.
It's like poetry, it rhymes, to quote George Lucas. There's clearly like these images or sort of tropes that like are much more present in our brains and our creative sort of centers than others, which is interesting to see as we go back through previous sort of art. This is us fighting the final boss of that particular stream. And then I showed you the final picture already. That's us at the end there with the levels. And that's all of the pictures I have from 2016 era first run.
Wow.
Of DrawBomb.
Amazing.
Yeah. How did you enjoy that little traipse through memory lane? Was that like, were you surprised that we? I'm glad to hear that. Are you surprised that
I'm
like
surprised
we have
how much we did. I'm surprised that we have all of it, but I'm also surprised at how much it was. I was expecting like the new era DrawBomb stuff to be like, here's like 4 drawings we have. You know, I wasn't expecting all that.
We didn't do very many episodes, but from what I can tell, we did this initial run for about a full year, because one of the first pictures we have from that era is March 2016, and then the Office final episode drawing is from March 1st, 2017. That was surprising to me, actually.
It is surprising. I'm surprised.
I am surprised. Brandon, I would love to take a break. Take this robe off, maybe go to the bathroom. And then when we come back, we'll look through some pictures from the current era of DrawBomb.
Wow. Current era, the longest era so far.
That's true. I mean, 200 episodes. We started at Thanksgiving 2019. That day.
You're right. So that's pretty. That's interesting. That I know we've missed episodes, but it's interesting that this is so close to Thanksgiving. The 200.
Yeah. It's not far off.
It's pretty interesting.
That's interesting.
Right.
And like 2019, 2024, 5 years. We've been doing this for 5 entire years.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't
I've
either.
had a great time, but the lack of growth, that part, that part is the part that I try. When I stare it in the eyes, it makes me feel a certain kind of way.
If we ever pop off, we're gonna have to like hide this part of the story from the documentaries, because this is just sad at this point.
Worked at it a long time.
That we did it for 5 years with essentially no people being in the chat right now on our 200th. Anyways.
We have 4 people here, and they're great. We got Leviathan, Den, Lotus Clock, Balbo Rocket, and some mystery. A lurker or two, it would seem.
I will say, the people who are with us are dedicated. They're with us despite the fact that we have nothing that I can think of to offer.
It's also fitting that Lotus Clock is here, because speaking of the Ian and Brandon origin
very
story,
right.
like key player in that.
We met through Lotus Clock and you met through iScribble, and Lotus Clock introduced you to the Clock crew, and we met each other through the Clock crew, and that was like we were like 13. That's crazy to think about.
Pretty cool.
It is.
Right, let's take a quick break.
All right.
And then we will be back.
All right, we'll be back. Bye-bye.
Bye. While I was waiting.
Very cool. I'm excited to see. Should we take a peek at the magma?
Sure.
While we're here, or should we kind of give you a bit more time to cook?
No, I mean, it's all good. Lotus Clock is drawn in there right now.
All right.
I was just doodling along a little bit.
Oops, that's the Wizards with Guns sketch. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. We have a very Spider-Man themed draw along for some reason.
What's wrong with that? Oh, okay, yeah. Make sure you get my rhino in there.
I got your rhino. Very episode 200 themed, I feel like.
Yeah, we love Spider-Man on the show.
We love Spider-Man. So Brandon.
Sometimes I'm like, what's your favorite insect or favorite arachnid human hybrid character in media? And you're always saying Spider-Man.
That's right. And then second place, praying mantis gal.
It's not an arachnid, but I should have just said like bug and left it a little more open.
That's fair. I guess, yeah, praying mantis gal is not an arachnid. I'm sorry. I got a little tripped up. I'm sorry.
Gal, you should have said.
Salamander
That's
gal.
a bug, right? A lizard.
Salamanders are bugs. Lizards are bugs. We've talked about this. Very fitting. By the way, Brandon, do you remember what we drew as the first what we're gonna call title card of DrawBomb Live.
I think I
the
do.
current iteration.
I think I do remember. I think it was Pokemon themed.
It was Pokemon themed. Do you remember exactly what?
Don't know if I remember beyond that. I mean, I think we were the Pokemon, right? But I don't remember.
We were the Pokemon. That is correct, Brandon.
I did it. My brain worked for once.
We have here
Hooray.
Newton and Chapman.
So, Chapman is clearly a fire type, but his colors wouldn't lead you to believe that. I should have made him like red.
Yeah.
The only thing that really gives it away is he apparently spits balls of fire.
Goodness gracious.
Blows fire or something. About it. Your guy has dice.
Yeah,
Roll
there's like
dice.
those Pokemon that are like weird rando types that aren't like elements, but they are like psychic.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like this
Maybe
was
your
like
guy has a
psychic
fedora.
themed, but he's like I think this was like in my D&D era for sure. So I was like, yeah, like dice.
I like the idea of a psychic character rolling dice for some reason.
Yeah, to determine like
What does that determine? I don't know, but I like it.
it determines like events. Like he rolls the dice and like his dice rolls actually determine the future in certain ways. I feel like would be a fun aspect of that character. But this was from episode number 1. Now I remember this explicitly because I had to cut a highlights. I didn't have to, but I did. I used the Twitch editor on my Microsoft Surface Pro, which is just like a tablet. And I used the Twitch editor to create a highlights of episode 1. And do you remember what else we drew in that first episode? Brandon.
Don't. Also,
This
does
might
that
be-
highlight still exist?
It probably
On the
does on Twitch.
clips?
Yeah, I think so on Twitch.
That'd be
Our
wild.
audio
I might
quality
go watch
is
that tonight.
our audio quality is not good. I promise. But this might be episode 2 also. But we drew the main characters of the Matrix, Neo and his twin
Oh.
brother
Neil?
Neil.
I remember this drawing.
Now,
I
so go ahead.
Neil. He looks
like
a
Neil.
little less intimidating than Neo.
The
But
freckles are detracting points from intimidation for sure.
he seems more he has a better morale. Or maybe, I don't know. Neo, he's like in attack mode. He also looks upset.
Neil's
just
got
kinda
poker
like, "Ah,
face."
man. Yeah, he's got poker face. There we go. That's a good way to put it.
He's got to tell though. I don't know if you noticed this, but in this drawing, we're so intricate in our storytelling, Brandon. We are
I
so.
do see it.
You see it?
I see it. That little sweat droplet.
That little sweat droplet right there. We are still showing that Neil is human, and that he.
And that droplet is simulated too. Which
That's
is
right.
interesting.
It's actually a binary
the-
code. That droplet.
Did the robots add that to make him seem? Is it supposed to get inside his head like, oh, you're sweaty? Who decides in the Matrix?
Well, if
I don't know the rules. It's been
if
so
Neil
long.
at that moment is a computer program, then that's just simply PC water cooling, if I had to say so myself.
Self-cooling. Got it.
That's right. Now this is not from the same episode, but this is Matrix themed. But this was not much later, I don't think. I mean, this was several years later, I would say. But
I
what
like
would you?
little Matrix DrawBomb in the background too, by the way.
The Matrix DrawBomb is fun. I do enjoy it. Do you remember this?
I do. Was this when the new one was announced, or when we watched it?
when we watched it, because this drawing in the middle of the guy stopping the bullets was us illustrating what like the last 20 minutes of the movie was.
Man, what a bummer of a movie.
Man, yeah.
Why was the action not good?
Dude, it sucked.
Like, it's the only part that should be good, right? Like, I mean, the only part that has to be good. The rest, you want the story to be good, obviously, because, you know, the original Matrix is pretty solid, and so you hope it meets the same standard.
Yeah.
But if it's gonna miss on everything except for one thing, it needs to have good action.
Yeah, for sure.
It didn't.
The highlight of that original of that new Matrix movie was for sure the scene where Neil Patrick Harris was showcasing how much he's able to manipulate the Matrix. But
Neo,
I just
not to be mistaken with Neo's brother.
That's right. It is actually funny that we would talk about Neo. I never put this together. We would talk about Neo and Neil, and then a few years later, Neil Patrick Harris would show up in the Matrix with Matrix powers. It's kind of funny to consider, but anyways, what was it? The highlight of that movie, Neil Patrick Harris, but also there was a scene in the movie where they set up a fight scene. They do the drama, the tension is raised. There's two like distinct groups of people who are about to fight each other in kung fu combat. I remember us as a group watching this together, and then the fight scene happens, and the combat and the fight choreography just looks like a mishmash of like, it's just not good. I remember that being such a moment in my head. It's when I think of the new Matrix movie that came out, I remember, oh, that's the movie where the characters ran at each other and then the fight choreography was terrible. It was bad. It was bad. It was a disappointment, and it was bad.
Real quick, Lotus Clock says, "Is a Black Widow spider theme too?" Yes, that is.
Yes.
That is a Spider-Man character.
That is correct.
Lotus Clock says, "Sweat is heat, cooling in real life. Either way."
True.
True. Maybe we're another sign that we're in the simulation. We cool ourselves with water cooling.
That's right. We were in the Matrix, bro.
Whoa.
Boy.
I just looked at the drawing as I said, "Whoa!" I didn't realize that.
Wow.
I
I just remembered there was another drawing from the first episode to talk about. I'm trying to like sort these drawings in the proper order. It's interesting. We also have episodes where we have drawings where we are generating stories from Chat GPT in its like heyday before it was really known.
Before its heyday, yeah, it was still really shitty. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it was extra shitty.
Yeah.
It wasn't a thing that they would be like implementing into like everybody's phones and like making advertisements about just yet. Cause it was like a silly tool where you could be like, "Show me Superman drunk in a grocery store," and it was like,
yeah,
that was Wall-E, but same kind of thing, or Dolly, similar kind of thing, just where it was like most of the results weren't very good. Everything was kind of jank. The Chat GPT was kind of like broken and weird, but it was novel.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember specifically if you wanted to do something, you would have to travel to different sections of the OpenAI website where like they had it prompted for those specific things. Like nowadays in ChatGPT, obviously you can just be like, "Hey, make a 2-second horror story or 2-sentence horror story." But back then you'd have to like find the specific robot of ChatGPT somebody made that was 2-second horror stories, or like, you know, describe a movie in 3 emoticons.
That's right.
We were there. We were talking about it before it really popped off. It's interesting.
Yep.
You can see us worrying about the pandemic. If you were to go through previous episodes of the show, you could see us worrying about the pandemic before everything shuts down. We made this show through the pandemic, beginning to end. Nary missing a week.
That was good. That's a good time to make it.
It was. It really paid off for us.
It was a good time to be a creative. I mean, aside from the anxiety.
Yeah.
Lots of time, lots of free time.
Lots of free time. I'm not having a lot of luck. Sorry, go ahead.
Of art for me now is just not having time to do
time. Yeah, having a job this year has been a real killer of my creative output. Go figure. Who could have seen that coming?
Well, at least now with AI, they'll probably make the robots take care of all these like tedious jobs so that we can be more creative, right?
Now I can wash my dishes,
right?
While an AI writes and draws for me.
Finally, the future we were all waiting for.
So excited, Brandon. Speaking of excitement, I'm so excited for you to try and remember this Mad Libs that we drew on the first episode of the new DrawBomb. I think that when I say these are on the first episode, no, this was not ChatGPT. This was before ChatGPT existed, even in its early stages. We just took a Mad Libs that we Googled off of the internet, and we did it, and then we drew what our Mad Libs was that we made.
I like the Dream Man being very disgusting and floating.
That's right.
Very floating.
Where did we get that transform voice? Hold on. Do you see
fair that it says he should have a physique like Willem Dafoe, and then we made it. I guess we couldn't use all of it, right? That's why only some of it was highlighted.
We highlighted it specifically the sentences that we drew, it looks like. A lot of celebrities were asked of us in this Mad Libs, it would seem. Now, there are other games that we played in this new iteration of DrawBomb. I showed us a comic that we had done before. Do you know how many comic games we have played? So many.
Really? I would have guessed like under 10.
Under 10. It is under 10. We have them all though. There's this. Now this whole Charlie Brown comic actually looks like I drew it.
A good one. Yeah, that's all you. I think I was over on the right doing weird like Drive version of Charlie Brown while you were drawing your comic.
I think in this.
By the way, I do like this drawing a lot.
That's a great drawing of Drive Charlie Brown. I like how you have the peanut logo on.
Oh, he has a peanut. I was just gonna say, why did he have a peanut? And then it all came to. All made. It's funny that my brain would do something like that where I'm like questioning it. I'm like, huh, why does he have a peanut? And I'm the one who drew it. I don't even remember the joke that I was making.
That's funny. Lotus Clock is accurately describing the intention of the comic. Lotus Clock is saying, this is the most accurate Charlie Brown comic I've ever read. I think when I drew this comic, I was saying that this was basically every Peanuts comic, how characters treated Charlie Brown in Peanuts.
Yeah, I don't really. I know there's the bigger world around it, and like, you know, Peanuts overall is like pretty like solid.
Yeah.
Newspaper comic and all that, but I did always just like, it's a bummer most of the time.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
It's like, here's like the jokes circle around depression, but also there's not really like, there's not a lot of like resolution to that. It's just kind of like, kid's fucking depressed. Anyways, isn't his dog weird? Look at what his dog does.
I've seen some Charlie Brown comics or some Peanuts comics that are really funny and on point. But it's like, damn, it's crazy. It's just insane how sometimes how modern Peanuts feels. Like certain Peanuts comics feel very like you know that meme where it's like the old timey like block print drawings and it'd be like a woman eating a sandwich and the caption would be like, look at that bitch eating her crackers. Eat your crackers. Do you remember what I'm talking about? Like those memes were like, look how she eats, that bitch eats her crackers. Like, how she eats her crackers like a bitch or something like that. A lot of Peanuts comics kind of feel like those memes, but done more tastefully. So it's just when you read a Peanuts comic, sometimes
Timeless.
the sense of humor feels timeless and feels of today. This is an actual comic where we traded off panels. I think
I
it's
like
quite
this comic a lot.
This is funny.
This is a successful one.
This turned out
The
well.
result. This is once again us trying to subvert things.
Yeah.
I like it's kind of a happy ending for the snakes and the dog, not for the man
Not for the man.
or society.
This is a funny
but-
comic though. If I saw this on Instagram, I would hit the like button.
Yeah, it's funny because you're expecting the worst for the dog, but now he's the most powerful he's ever been.
We should either recreate this comic, but like with actual, like not on Drawpile, but in our actual respective. I mean, we both work in Clip Studio Paint, but we should either have one of us recreate this, or we should both recreate this, doing the same panels, but like, you know, more fancy. This would be funny. This would be a funny thing to sort of revisit.
Mm-hmm. It's a good one.
This is a good one. Now there's more comics, Brandon. Do you know? There are more comics. I'm trying to.
I do know there's more. But real quick before we go, I am happy that this dog, it didn't ask to be tied in a place that does not even belong. It's not allowed in this place.
Yeah.
And then snakes are being thrown on, and on top of that, it's just a bad day for this dog. But then it turns out, it's the best day for this dog because he seems happy with his newfound snake powers.
I think that was the motivation for that final panel, was I don't want this to be a bad ending for the dog. And that's what kind of drove me to sort of, I think, put that twist on it.
Both of my drawings were very antagonistic. I was setting you up for a horrible event more times than one. Then you
really
found a way to make it fun.
Were you fighting some demons, Brandon? Or you?
I guess.
I don't know.
A man rollerblading with a box of snakes, like that panel alone is danger.
I gotta say, like, that is a wild panel for you to start on. Like, we were like, draw anything panel 1, and somehow you nailed the assignment, you know? So good on you.
I was trying to set up what could happen here. I mean, I guess, you know, I didn't predict the ending, but good stuff. All right, let's keep moving. If you're ready.
I'm ready. I've had it loaded up. I just had to click a button to set it down.
I remember this.
I actually don't remember this at all. I don't know any of the context for this. The comic is funny though. The comic is very fun. The comic actually gives me very much Perry Bible Fellowship vibes.
Oh yeah, big time. So man is surfing. You pull out to find out he's surfing on a wave of milk, and then he shoots into somebody's windpipe.
Yeah.
Not the most clever idea, but it's visually pretty fun.
Yeah. It really takes you for a ride.
It feels like a cereal commercial until tragedy strikes.
Yeah. It very much would be of a cereal commercial until the death by choking part. That's the thing that they don't want you to know about the prize at the bottom of the cereal box, is that it will choke.
Yeah, it's a death sentence.
Yeah. I have another comic. I'm sorry. I'm not to rush you along. I'm just saying whenever you're ready.
No, I mean we're gonna run out of time. So yeah, for sure.
Can you Google the word pogonotomy for me?
Pogonotomy?
The one that's on the left, the one above the guy who
Oh.
he looks like he's afraid of pogo sticks. Like the fear of pogo
I
sticks.
think we tried to create a game. Oh, I remember this now. we gave each other a word, and then the other person had to try to draw what they thought the word might be.
Okay.
Pogonot, because during the comic thing, it was like waiting for the other person to go. So just
Right,
sort of
it made
sitting there.
sense.
Pogonotomy is actually that's a fun game. We should do that.
I like that actually. That's a very clever idea of us to do.
Still?
No, it's not on the list, but we should absolutely. We should redo this. Like,
is the act of shaving or cutting a beard.
Interesting. What's Dragon Noir? I remember saying that word.
Dragon Choir.
I remember saying that word 1,000 times that episode. I was probably so annoying.
A box for sweets.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Like, also, there's some like see like chalices. I don't know, a container of some sorts, but I think it's mainly for candy. The fancy
That's interesting.
Candy container.
That is not what I would think that word would be, but I think us capitalizing the first letter, I think really kind of colors our perception.
Sure. All right, moving on.
Okay. It's loading right now.
Okay. Football game. Ball reflects off the man's head, goes in the crowd, then he gets tackled.
It's not crazy, but it's funny.
Quick question.
Yes.
In your panel of the man catching the ball, is that supposed to be penis?
Twitch pen. Yeah, I would have to say probably Twitch penis. I don't know. We did change 89 to a 69.
That's true.
Like you picked up what I was putting down, I feel like, on that particular panel.
Yeah, we're doing it similar. We have a similar maturity level. All right.
Yeah. All right. I don't have too much to say about this one in all honesty.
No, I don't either.
Okay. This one is going to be interesting because I feel like I'm going to have a lot. You might have a lot to say about this. I don't know what I have to say about this. Oh, I misclicked. Okay, there we go. Because what's clear to me is that we didn't finish this one.
We also had a guest this episode, I thought. Do you feel like you drew panel 3?
I don't. Actually.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was our guest.
I feel like I did draw panel 3. That kind of the fingers.
It looks like your flame.
It looks like my flame. It looks like my fingers.
Okay, maybe we did. So we did finish. We had type, but it's not in the save. It didn't save in the thing.
Oh no!
It appears. Basically, I think it was something about like he was trying to figure out how to save his plant or something, or he wanted like a book on like
life,
taking care of plants.
Okay.
Or maybe it was life. That would actually make more sense. I don't know.
Damn.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. That's crazy that we have this and we don't have the script. I don't know where I'd look for that info either.
I like the cult cash register.
Yeah.
I like that aspect of the shop.
I feel like we should do some of these as like if not
write panels for this.
We should write words for this. We should also like do some of these as either like rando like YouTube shorts or as animations if we can, like I mean if we've already made these and we already have sort of a thing there, that saves us time and effort and like we just animate them.
Not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea, not a bad idea. I'm trying to load up more of these drawings, but I don't know why on my computer. I downloaded Visual Studio Code, and I think it's a huge program, so... I have, I think, a few more comics. I think 2 more specifically. For some other games. It's not a 2 more. This one's, let me see. This one's funny. I like this.
Haunted by his rabbit.
Yes.
And by the end, he's just the whole time he's just annoyed. Although the rabbit's getting more threatening.
He's got a knife by the last 2 panels. Well, that's that comic. I don't know. I don't have much to say.
There you go.
Honestly.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about that one.
Okay. And then we have this other comic here. Okay. I like this one. This one's funny.
Okay.
This one feels like a shitpost.
I was waiting for that. I remember.
I was saving the best for last.
This is your favorite one?
I think so.
So the Draw Boy, he's very explosive, it turns out. So much so that he can destroy like 40% of the moon.
That's a lot of the moon right there that he's blowing up. There's a lot
I'm not
of
sure a
cheese.
nuclear bomb could do that.
No, not to that
It could.
extent.
No, it wouldn't blow the moon in half.
You would need like a bomb that would
so
drill down to
dangerous.
the center somehow and like shoot do a percussive blast outward like a mining bomb. I
Maybe
don't
he
know.
got kicked into the core of the moon.
Maybe it's like the BFG 10,000 from Doom Eternal, you know? That's what he was.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
very
like-
similar to that.
I like how you drew the clouds on Earth sort of scattering and forming a ring.
He kicked really hard.
Very anime.
It was very anime. I also like that the draw bomb's just a bomb. He doesn't have a body.
Yeah.
It's rolled up, and he's like, "Hi."
We do with the draw bomb physiology what we want, and it's fun every time, in my opinion.
We're in charge.
That's right. We're the captain now.
Okay, we're in charge.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
All right.
Let's
So
move
that
on.
we're out of comics, but I have this. We have some more games. We didn't just play those games. We have other games that we played. Like for instance, here's a fun drawing that we
also-
did. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say we could also go through just title cards from like far back to front.
You're absolutely correct. There's so little time and so many drawings that I want to look at.
Drawings.
It's hard to choose. It's
This is pretty
hard
fun.
to choose. That's why,
I
yeah, I
remember
wanted
doing
to.
this.
I wanted to post this one, paste this one. I'm gonna try and
What's
like
your
kind
favorite,
of.
elemental dog here?
Man, I like them
Something
all.
fun about the one that's just an explosion. Like,
Yeah, the explosion dog. I think we were talking about how in
what is he when he's not exploding?
in Borderlands 2, like explosions are considered like an element for weapons in that game. So I think that was I was talking about that, and I think that's what made you draw that potentially.
I think I add explosions and slime because those are not real elements.
Yeah,
Got kind of video gamey with it.
we did. But I thought this was a lot of fun. We were just trying to draw elements as dogs. Now, we've played a number of games on DrawBomb, but there's also just like a series of running sort of gags we have on DrawBomb, and I feel like we would be remiss to not sort of take a trip also down these sorts of games that we play. I'm stalling because I'm looking for this fucking folder. Hold on. Okay, there it is. I couldn't accurately read these folders while I was saying sentences. I really tried to split my brain in half there. But anyways, we have some games that we play and we have played over this course of DrawBomb. And I just wanted to kind of go through this, like this sort of like DrawBomb culture. And I think the number one game I want to talk about, and you Do you know what game I'm gonna mention right now, Brandon? I'm still stalling.
Draw Scyther from memory.
You are absolutely correct, sir. This is the first ever draw Scyther from memory. This is what we thought Scyther looked like the first time we tried to draw him from memory. What a mess my Scyther is.
But it lives on, because, I mean, I guess it's a little different. I was gonna say, we have the Scyther emoji now. It's a little bit different than that, actually. I thought you modeled it after your original Scyther, but you
should have.
His head is a leaf.
I don't know what I was thinking, man. I just knew that I just knew that he had the arms. That's all I remembered.
You didn't get anything right, really. I mean, the lines on his, like, bottom half you got.
It was wrong.
He has scythes, kind of. That's it. You didn't really do it. Mine was actually, like, I think I've done worse than this.
You've done worse than that. I would rate mine a 1. I would rate yours a 6. How do you feel about that?
Actually, the more I look at it, it's not that good either.
That's why I gave it a 6.
Actually, I don't know if it deserves above a 5, or it's because I know it like feels like the design itself. Like I could see that being like a Pokemon or something, or some kind of character.
Yeah.
But when I actually break down the elements, there's not much that's right on it. In
Yeah.
fact, compared to yours, it's about just as wrong. It has wings, like it has the pieces, but like its scythes aren't right. They're like a saw, and like, yeah, nothing is right about mine either. He has wings.
Yours is more aesthetically pleasing, but it's equally as incorrect.
Yeah, it might as well be this like swamp thing or something. Like it's not. It looks all right as a drawing, but it doesn't look anything like Scyther. So
yeah.
All right, we both failed.
We both failed. Now
Sutherland.
The next time around, we would give it another shot. But
Matty F was on the show with us this time.
Matty F was on the show. His Scyther may be the most accurate of all of them ever.
It is the most accurate that we've ever had. Okay.
So that was Draw Scyther from memory.
A big jump.
Number 2. It's a leap. I mean, you know, we hadn't had any reason to really stick Scyther's design in our brain. Like this show created a reason for us to remember why Scyther looks the way they do.
So this one. Okay, I said it the first time, but I was totally wrong. I said like, oh, I think I've done better Scythers than this. No, that was probably my worst one before. This one, I've definitely had worse Scythers than this, because this is actually pretty. A lot is correct. It's not a good drawing, like it's not pretty to look at.
The head shape,
but the elements are pretty accurate.
Yeah,
more so than I've done later on.
You've regressed.
Maybe I'll keep saying that as we go.
Speaking of regression, we don't have time to go through every single one, even though we do have every single time we've drawn Scyther from memory in our database. This is our most recent draw Scyther from memory. This is the most recent one.
That was the most recent?
This is the most recent.
Interesting. I'm still not good at it. I'm
No.
getting better.
We've got a long way to go.
Right. The legs are real.
The thing that keeps us from nailing Scyther is that we've made a pact amongst ourselves to never study Scyther and how Scyther looks between episodes, because that would ruin the game if we did that.
I only study him when it's revealed how bad I did.
Yeah.
And then I try it, then that's it.
Because we don't want to like kill the game. Like it would suck if like we came in and you just like drew a perfect Scyther the next time. Like that'd ruin it.
Well, that'd be the end.
That'd be the end.
Win.
We'd have to cancel DrawBomb Live. We'd have to end the show.
That's right.
All of our fans would be so mad.
Hey, what would they do with their lives?
Oh my god. Now, drawing Scyther from memory isn't the only. We usually use Scyther as a jumping off point.
It's not fair that you gave me a rating at the top. That was rude.
I think we both did that. I
So
mean, you rated mine, I rated yours.
If this is Parappa the Rapper in the middle, what are these other characters' names? Yours looks like if they tried to like, it's a new generation and we're rebooting him. Like it feels like a intentional design. Mine looks like Parappa the Rapper's cousin who's into drugs.
Yours feels like a 90s cartoon somehow. Like one of those crazy 90s cartoons where like you can't believe they got away with those jokes.
X! Press X! It's the only button.
I can't poop! I can't poop! I can't poop!
Rhythm's all off too.
Yeah. Now,
I like the drawing, but it's terrible. Okay.
I like the drawings too. I want to also give you an example of one where you did better. But I'll be honest, my drawing of Buzz Lightyear cracks me the fuck up. I'm not gonna lie.
yours looks a lot like the. No, it doesn't actually. I was gonna say like the like OG first time iteration of him in like Pixar shorts. It's not actually true, but I do love the drawing. It's a very fun design.
It
makes
a fun
me ask
design.
questions about he's always been just a man in a suit, so it makes me I want to think about his body inside that suit.
His physique just makes me. I think he's like a space marine. You know how they're all fucked up in terms of like how their bodies are morphed. Your Buzz Lightyear dick.
What's wrong with that's accurate? That part's
That's
accurate.
it. That's all I can say about yours is dick.
It's got big buzz energy.
BBD or BBE?
Yeah, I think that. Yeah.
BBE.
All right.
Oh yeah. Okay. So there are other games that we've played, it's not other games, but it's other things that are running jokes in DrawBomb Live. Brandon, do you think I feel like I keep doing this, but I'm gonna keep doing it. Do you know what I'm gonna bring up next as a sort of running? You are so on point with this. It's crazy. Like this is why I wanted to ask you.
Come on.
I know, but it's the order of it is so perfect. I'm trying to again find the first drawing I have of us doing Willem Dafoe. I think this is it right here.
We've drawn him many times.
We've drawn him.
There's some really good ones in there.
There's some great Willem Dafoe caricatures. This one's not. This one's clearly in the beginning of our Willem Dafoe-age.
We're using a belt bucket as a weapon.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
It would be effective, I think.
I think so. If I feel like it would work as a weapon.
In a pinch, that's a good weapon.
It's kind of ingenious.
Quality weapon.
Yeah.
maybe I'll build that. And it's a good tool, you can in the apocalypse, you put something in it, you sling it over your shoulder. Yeah, you're pale.
Yeah. So that's the first time we drew Willem Dafoe. This is an apocalypse weapon for sure. This is the first time we drew Willem Dafoe on the show.
You gave him dragon energy in your drawing of him.
I did. I'm trying to find. Okay, so this is another one. This one cracks me up. Okay, this one. If only his own dog was here, this would be great. This is actually almost like a perfect segue. But this cracks me up.
The Beth Scyther, but I guarantee I looked at a reference for that one.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Willem Dafoe, Will Thur, Sypho.
Yeah, that is t-shirt changes too. It's a good one. I think you did one of the in-betweens, and I did the other. We alternated here, right?
I think I did number 1, and I did number
2 and 4.
3. Yeah.
Yeah. I like Sypho.
I like Sypho.
Like a chill guy.
It's a funny drawing.
It looks like the most awkward of each of the iterations. Although Wilthur's hands are very uncomfortable to look at. He has
his arms
shapes, but they're still just arms.
I just like imagine them making crunchy noises.
Here we have the Muppet, Willem Dafoe.
Muppet Defoe.
Definitely, this is the type of puppet with the human hands, or at least the gloves, the felt gloves that are human sized.
Yeah.
That's the type of Muppet that this would be.
Your Muppet, somehow it doesn't look as deranged as I would want a Willem Dafoe to look, but it looks accurate.
Sure. It looks like the man.
Yeah, it does.
I distinctly remember, maybe we'll get to that, but okay, so Xenoots was on this one.
Xenoots
and I
was
really
on this
love
one.
the absolute like energy of chaos that his drawings give.
Yeah.
It embodies Willem Dafoe. And that lighthouse one's great.
Thank you. Yeah, I really like how that one came out. Like the line work on it just feels very confident in a way that I wish I could tap into more often. But yeah, Xenoot, the energy.
Like the one below it.
Oh, the ones below it, both of those, the one of him like laughing and then both of those of him like kind of like laughing are so good. And the one on the bottom right feels like a Willem Dafoe drawing, like it feels like him. But yeah, other than that, I mean, those are I guess the main running jokes we have.
There's more. I remember a Fallout one where I mixed
Willem
Dafoe with what are those crabs called? The
Mirelurks. I do have that one here. Do you want me to put that one up? Because we do have more.
I would like to take a look at it.
I'm just trying to kind of.
I know you're trying to keep the show moving. I want to see that Dafoe.
I'm gonna try and resize it properly.
Oh, yours was also a Mirelurk, except yours actually looks like an outfit like you could put on. Mine
yeah, you're right.
Like, he's actually merged with one.
Oh.
Oh no.
I think I broke it by trying to like do too much at once.
Too many layers.
This like copying and pasting is kind of, I think, a lot. It's a lot of pixels, I think, for DrawPile to handle, so it kind of screws it up. But I'm back in. I think we're fine.
Welcome back.
It's good to be back.
Some of it's cropped, but
I tried to uncrop it, but oh, hold on. Let's try this again. Hold on.
Double Rocket says Xenoot drawing looks like him. Maybe
it does.
He incorporated a little bit of himself.
Everyone, I think, incorporates a bit of themselves in their art, I think.
There we go. And then there's only one more I want to see after this.
Okay.
Which is, that I also remember, is the Defoe Stranding drawing.
Yes. Yes.
It's another good one. And then we'll move on from the Willem Dafoe segment. Your Defoe is coming out of a little egg.
He sure is.
A little egg.
A little egg.
I like that the Babby is also got some Defoe.
Yeah, he drew Willem Dafoe Babby.
Come on, Kojima. Get this man as your...
Legitimately, though, such a great fit, I feel like.
Yeah, I would play that game.
Now, that's kind of it for the running jokes, I feel like. It's actually weird to think about that. Aside from Ian or Brandon.
Yeah.
You know, which would actually, that would be a great segue into that moment, but I can keep posting more pictures. Like, there's so many more pictures to look through. I don't know when you want to... Yeah.
I love Xenoots. Is that Xenoots or Zone Dog?
I think that's a Xenoots.
It's a great Kirby. A realistic Kirby. You know, a lot of detail is lost in the sprites, but if
yeah,
you know, if we're fully fleshed out, this is what these things would look like.
Absolutely. It's horrifying, the Kirby, and it's horrifying in a way that I feel like I know it's Xenoots.
I know what that Kirby's voice sounds sounds like just by looking at it. Picture.
Hey there,
It smokes a lot, I bet.
How's it going? I'll breathe you in.
Hey, I like to suck.
You gotta make everything look a little gross, says Balboa Rocket. Like, hey, I didn't say that. This is a fan favorite.
Quality drawing.
Quality drawing right there. These aren't games necessarily, but these are just kind of favorite drawings, I think, of mine from over the course of the series. I'm a big fan of how this drawing came out.
Ah, yes.
I feel like the lighting is really
trail
hitting.
cam.
Yeah, I feel like the lighting I feel like we nailed the lighting on this. Like it feels. And when I say we, I feel like it's a lot of it is how you colored Kool-Aid Man. Like you really did a good job picking the parts to highlight to make it feel natural.
It all worked together.
It did.
So he's got like a slurry of like entrails. I see bones floating around in there.
Yeah, he's a Kool-Aid Man as a cryptid. So we called him the Cryptid Man. And that's him as a cryptid. And I like the design actually. Like that's a great horror Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah. Nailed the assignment.
Nailed the assignment. Now, Brandon, I want you to try and remember what this particular drawing.
It's more relevant than ever. I mean, I don't know if I know you probably don't. I don't watch it either, but
I'm
I'm
aware.
aware.
Unfortunately, I'm
but,
very aware.
It's Terrence Howard, Terronomics. He was just on Joe Rogan, and they did like double, like 2 different episodes, like combined like 5 hours of him, like just showing how insane he is. But with such confidence. It just goes to show you, if you have enough money, it doesn't matter. Like if this guy was broke, you'd be probably like in some kind of institution or like homeless. But like because he has money, he can just hang out and do whatever he wants.
Yep.
It's interesting.
What was very funny to me, and what really brought it home that like this is making a cultural impact, is that we had a person in the we have like a Discord server amongst us and close friends, and also just friends that we want to be able to interact with more. And so an old roommate / friend of somebody's was part of the server and joined. And then, like 2 days after joining, posted a link to the Joe Rogan episode with Terrence Howard talking about this stuff. And he's like, hey, what do you guys think about this? It might be crazy if it's true. And bless the heart of whoever responded, but somebody, it wasn't me, it was somebody, responded saying, like, very level-headed, saying, like, hey, this guy's a grifter. He's got a history of grifting. This is all bullshit. Like, don't believe what he says. It's not worth it. And the guy's like, oh, cool, well, definitely, thank you for, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, the guy maybe posted one more time on the server, and I haven't seen him since. So I don't know if, like, he felt maybe embarrassed. I feel like the person who responded handled it as I would want somebody to, like, if I was in the other person's shoes, how I'd want them to.
Real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, maybe it is all true, and they were able to like teleport away using this math.
I mean,
that's why
1 times 1, that shit sounds like that equals 2 to me.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
It's
so silly.
Oh my god.
Such a silly like.
What the fuck is this
concept?
world, dude?
Like even if you're bad at math, you can just hear. That one's such a simple concept that it's like, if you even think about it for a half a second, it's obvious that it's 1 and not 2.
It's clear, like 1.
It's all in the words themselves. Like even if you don't understand math, like
one thing
time,
once.
One time.
Yeah.
Is 1.
5
Anyways.
1 time is 5.
Yeah, we're saying it just 1 time. Sheesh.
Gosh darn.
Oh, we should play this game sometime.
I would
like
love to
beat
play this game with you. This would be a fun game to play. This would be a fun
Let's
game
do
to
it.
stream. I mean, I don't know if you see. I'm just trying to stream more, and I know it's not going to help my reach, but I just
do
like
see that.
I'm enjoying streaming
I wanna do it
games
too.
with people. I feel like it's fun to stream them because only like if
And I'll
somebody's
stop trying
around.
to convince you to do it on the DrawBomb stream. As much as I, this is the last time I'll say it.
I know you. I feel like this has been like an eternal battle between the two of us, but
I just try to like nudge you a little.
I know.
Hey man,
I know.
you bring some people over.
I do love doing the like streaming games on the DrawBomb channel when it's the two of us, but when it's just me by myself, like I could do anything, and I kind of like not dragging DrawBomb.
Less pressure.
I don't want to
Sorry
drag
if I'm dragging
DrawBomb
it,
down
but,
into the
I
mud
know you're not
with
saying
me.
that,
Is what it comes down to. But I completely understand where you're coming from, and I've seriously considered your perspective, and like I've considered doing it the way you've wanted, but every time I kind of just come back to the way I feel about it. But
it's all good. It's fine.
I completely understand where you're coming from though. But
I
we
like
should.
that fly drawing.
I like that fly a lot. I like the texture on that spider over there. I like so much about this drawing actually.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a lot to like.
Good one. You seem to be the only one who's concerned. The horse is having a great time.
Yeah. The horse just said, he's like, oh, fly, this is a friend.
Like, whatever.
I would love to, if we were to stream more games, like playing us playing together though, I'd be super down for that. I would love to do that on the DrawBomb channel.
Yeah.
You know, because when I think of DrawBomb, I just think of the two of us. I don't know. I have
Maybe we can
complicated
start doing
feelings.
like I know it's hard to like dedicate more time, but maybe we could start doing like a Tuesday thing.
I'd be down.
At least
I'd be
for
super
now,
down.
While your schedule is aligned with mine at the moment.
I think that's a good idea, and I'd be super down. We could have like Monday be DrawBomb Live and Tuesday be like Progress Fest, you know,
Or gaming or whatever.
or gaming, or you know, whatever we're feeling that day.
Progress Fest would be good for progress.
Yeah,
Producing
maybe
things.
like it's like an hour and a half of Progress Fest, and then like after that it's whatever we want to do, and like we could keep doing Progress Fest, or we could play a game, but like you know, we devote like maybe the first hour to.
Perhaps.
Or we feel it out. We feel it out. You know. I don't want to like.
But that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, I like the idea of us doing something on Tuesday though. That would be cool.
I see you're wearing armor.
I am wearing armor. I would love to play Grounded though. Like streaming Grounded would be interesting. I feel like that game has
Don't
hit
give
one.
to buy it either. I think we have enough copies of it.
Yeah. I think it's hit 1.0 as well, so it's like
It
it's
has a while back.
okay. So yeah. And man, I just want to say one thing. I want to talk about one more thing about DrawBomb Live and this history before we, I think, kind of sign off. Is the title cards. I feel like the title cards have been a lot of fun and an interesting sort of like it just sort of naturally happened, the title cards for the episodes. And the concept has evolved over time to make it easier and quicker and more uniform. Like for instance, even in the early days, like this is episode 39 right here, which is almost a full
really?
year. But as you can see, we haven't even like configured a logo yet. We're still redrawing DrawBomb
That's a
and
fairly
coloring it
recent
in.
thing.
That is a fairly recent thing. I'm trying to find when we started doing that.
Like a Branthor and Schmizzard action figure. Or not
Yeah.
Yeah, Branthor and Schmizzard.
It all comes around. It's certain things of DrawBomb have been consistent for a long time.
I like the DM in the back.
Yeah, me too. I like the dice. I like the bard getting squished. There's a lot to like about these drawings. This is episode 72. This is the first time we put the name of the show and in the upper left corner, which is what we do nowadays.
Oh, I see what
Episode
you're saying.
72.
Like just writing it.
Yeah. Episode 72. When do you want to guess this episode was? 72.
2020.
2020? Is that your guess?
2021.
2021? Okay, you are correct. Do you want to guess more specific in 2021? Or just, you know, like the quarter?
Wait, the what?
Quarter? Q1, 2, 3, 4?
The quarter. Let's say. Okay, so I often draw what I'm wearing while I'm making it. So I'm wearing a t-shirt and shorts. I'm gonna guess that it's like July.
December 1st, 2021.
Whoa, way off.
Yeah. But yeah, and you know what's interesting also is, you know, we've done these title cards, and every year we have drawn, I think, something Halloween related.
I don't know what we did this year. I was thinking about that this year as it went by.
Did we do it this year?
That I think we forgot to do it.
Oh my god. No, we did. It's something. It's vaguely Halloween related. It's not quite
really
trick or.
Like the people.
I like the people too. Yeah, it's not quite It's not like quite trick or treating. We have people in costumes. You have two people. I drew people in costumes. You did not.
Yeah, I didn't do anything.
How could you?
I'm going as cool guy for Halloween.
That's right. And yeah, the title cards have always just been like almost a journal of sorts. Like if you were to look back at the title cards, you could sort of maybe figure out what was happening sometimes, not all the time, not every time.
A lot of times they're based on movies and movies we had watched or games we were playing.
Yeah. Like Brandon, what do you think this episode was commemorating?
It was when Steamboat Willie entered the became old enough that it was public, whatever it's called, access or
Public domain?
Domain.
And you would be absolutely 100% incorrect. That happened several years after this drawing. But we drew it anyways then, and so that's how I can say that. So it's not always a journal. Sometimes it's just whatever really tugged our heart that way.
Fun drawing. I like the big nipples, but I think it's kind of they're adjacent to Mickey Mouse's like buttons on his
I
overalls.
Like it. It's funny.
I think it's the bit we were going for.
And we've done, speaking of that, we've done a number of like really fun parodies with these title cards. There's actually a lot of Easter eggs in this particular parody title card right here. I think this one came out really nicely too.
Oh yeah. This is chill DrawBombs to DrawBomb 2.
Yeah. And we have a Top Cat Yo clock and an action clock in this picture.
Yeah.
Now
I also to build.
So go ahead.
An action clock. I haven't been able to find the right clock to put on it. So when we're playing Lethal Company, obviously I like this drawing a lot.
Yeah, this is a good drawing. I feel like we nailed the ambiance. But yeah, this was Lethal Company. This is when it was more journalistic. What do you think was happening? These are more recent, these ones, but what do you think was happening when we did this picture? Oh. Copying and pasting things
I only
breaks.
get that little corner, but I know what it is. It's when Mad Max was about to come out, or it had just come out?
It's the episode where we discussed, I think, Furiosa, I think.
I remember specifically mentioning that in the apocalypse, you have two routes you can go, where you either become big buff strongman or you turn to freaky little guy. And you drew yourself as big buff strongman. I drew myself as freaky little guy.
Yes, you did.
I really love your car drawing in this. It's like so random. There's a mannequin head.
I'm noticing those things now too.
To the roof, taped to the roof. You can see you thought it was important to show how it was mounted. What it was tape, and then there's a wreath stuck to the side of the car.
I kind of like the randomness of the two items. It's kind of fun.
I do too. I mean, the actual things that you see, real thing, are not that far off from being as random, but yours are just extra. They don't fit the motif.
But they're fun. They still feel like post-apocalyptic, like somebody just scrounged this up.
It is like, hey, if you found a wreath in the apocalypse, like post, like any kind of time frame of knowing what it was, you would be like, this is a very interesting item.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what it is. It's like a trophy for me. I'm gonna put it on my car.
Yeah. So I didn't actually notice the wreath at first, but it cracked me up when and the mannequin head, but they both cracked me up when I finally saw that was what was going on. You can also just showing off more journal sort of title cards. Hold on, my computer's once again struggling. Give me a second. Okay, what were we doing? This is an easy one too. The easy ones are easy because I know what we were doing.
This is Power Wash.
This is Power Wash Simulator, that's correct. You know, not every oh, okay, I found one that's maybe slightly more difficult.
That's a fun drawing.
That is a fun drawing. This is a fun drawing too. This one
put the volcano in the background too. That's in.
Oh yeah, I forgot that
in the background.
I forgot the volcano in Power Wash, but I do love how the story actually unfolds and there's like visual storytelling in that game. That game was very well done. Like, it shouldn't have been as fun as it was. This drawing is just fun. Doesn't actually, it's not a journal. We're not going to be able to tell what was going on in our lives with this one. But this is a fun one.
Pinata. It's unfortunate that there's a nail in that board.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
That's unfortunate. Now, what was going on in our lives in this title card? And then I have one last question to ask you, Brandon.
Were we playing Trackmania?
That is correct. We were playing Trackmania. So many fun drawings. So much more. I don't want to stop the show, Brandon.
I did not want to draw that car more than once, so I copied and pasted it. I see.
Oh yeah, you're right. You know, it works. I didn't notice till you mentioned it, so you pulled it off. Brandon, it has been basically 5 years of waterlogged, that too, but DrawBomb. It's been 200 episodes.
It's crazy.
It's
We were
crazy
doing like
to
a
think
bottle
about.
episode where we just are like, remember that one time?
That's right. It's a clip show.
We were doing. It's a clip show.
DrawBomb
Remembrance stream. It's episode 200. Clip show spectacular.
That's correct, Brandon. And on that note, by the way, unfortunately, Mad Lad is joining us at this point. But Brandon, do you have anything that you would like to plug?
I just appreciate all of the people that hang out with us while we do this mess of a show every week. We always have a nice little handful, and they're always like in the chat hanging out, and it feels like hanging out with a group of friends because it really is exactly that. And I have a great time doing this show. I look back at all these drawings and I have such a fun time, not only now looking at them, but I had a fun time doing them, and that's why I like to do this show. It's art for the sake of fun instead of instead of trying to be like any kind of like, it's not content brained. It's just for fun. And
Yeah.
I love it a lot. And it's one of the only spots in my life where I'm just making stuff for the love of the game, which is the original reason I ever started to do it to begin with. So it's cool to still have that. And I just not really a plug, but I appreciate what we got going on here. Even though it's just like a small little thing, like with a small like cosmos, it's still just really, really great and really positive and fun. And I appreciate everybody.
Yeah, I appreciate that too. And I think my plug is going to be kind of on the same note that you're doing, Brandon. I just want to kind of talk about like my appreciation for our little show we call DrawBomb that only we and maybe like 5 other people in the world know about. But as you guys may have seen throughout the course of this episode, I was pulling up these images. I didn't have a plan for this. I realized that this was episode 200 maybe 5 hours before we actually went live on this episode. So everything I said, all of the notes that I gave on all of these pictures, purely from memory. I didn't have anything written down. This is all off the cuff. Pure memory, my recollection of why these drawings were done. A little bit of help from like, Windows sorting algorithms and things like that. But like, knowing the stories behind these pictures, knowing things like that, completely from my memory. And those pictures wouldn't have those pieces of my brain assigned to them if this show didn't mean something to me. So I think the fact that I have such a broad and extensive recollection of all of these things, all these random pictures that we're throwing out onto this canvas for this episode 200, the fact that I was able to kind of like bring up all these facts to talk about the show without really feeling like I had to like search too hard in my brain, just goes to show how important this show is to me. I've devoted like an unhealthy amount of real estate of my brain to remembering just random gibberish about this show, and that's because I love it. And I love you guys. I love the people who are in our audience. Lotus Clock, Belbo Rocket. We had Xenoots maybe at one point. Mad Lad is in the chat as well. We love Mad Lad, Leviathan Den, who has been a financial supporter and amazingly supportive of the show. Everyone who is a part of this show gives it their all. Like, you all sit in the chat while we do this, and that's crazy to me. It will always be crazy to me. The fact that people put up with us. I love you guys. I love all of you. Brandon, I love you. You are a lifelong friend of mine.
I love you.
One of the most important people to me. I was a groomsman at your wedding. That's incredible. The whole story is incredible. People should write a book about our lives and our friendship. That's how epic I feel it is.
The draw book.
They should the draw book, the DrawBomb book, the DrawBomb. Anyways, I could go on. I have gone on. Long enough. This show means a lot to me. Brandon, you mean a lot to me. Everyone in this chat means a lot to me. And I'm excited for us to just keep doing this. I don't have an end point in mind. Yeah. I don't see an end in sight. God knows there's one someday, but I don't know when it's going to be, and I don't have a plan for it to be anytime soon. And that's great.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
That was the longest possible way of saying it's been fun. Thanks, Izzy. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is very nice of you.
I do want to do one more thing.
Yes.
If there's anybody in the chat who hasn't said anything this episode, just you don't have to make yourself, you don't have to like do anything, but just make yourself known, because I do want to, Ian, if you could create a wheel. I want to add everybody who was available in this chat today, as well as our subscribers. So all these people, and then maybe throw in Crazy Kyle and Zone Dog. And if anybody else is here that's been lurking, let me know, and I'll add you to the list as well. And then I'm gonna spin the wheel, and whoever wins, I don't know what I'm gonna make you, but I'm gonna make you something, and I'm gonna send it your way.
I'm working on it.
We got Bell. We got Mad Lad, Lotus Clock, Leviathan Den, and then I think our subscribers right now are Zone Dog and Crazy Kyle as well. Prizes.
I'm gonna close down the draw along.
Yeah,
I've showcased it.
Fine.
My computer has immediately, like the Google
killing your
Chrome.
computer.
Yeah, I just think it's because I'm running it on Google Chrome. Google Chrome is such a memory
I also think
intensive.
you've pasted all these things on here and you didn't delete the previous things, so they're all still in there, stacked on top of each other.
Well, they're all on the same layer, so I think they're overwriting. Like the pixels overwrite each other. So I think it's good.
Right.
I have the wheel up. Mad.
Put the wheel on the screen.
I'm working on. I'm typing in all the.
Oh, sorry. I'm just making you do it. I would do it, but
That's okay.
you know. Belbo Raga, Mad Lad, Lotus Clock, Leviathan Den, Crazy Kyle, and Zone Dog.
Zone Dog?
I think because
Kyle.
yeah.
Lotus Clock. Zenith?
I don't know if he was here this episode.
Oh, he's here frequently.
Is he?
I mean, he's here in the show chat frequently.
Oh, I get what you mean. Yeah. Okay.
Mad Lad, Belbo Rocket, Zone Dog, Crazy Kyle, Lotus Clock, Zenith. Is there anyone else who I feel like we should
Leviathan Den.
Leviathan Den, you're so right. I'm so sorry, Leviathan Den. I feel like that's good. That's a good list. Are you ready?
Yeah. Go ahead, give her a spin.
My brother!
Does it land on Z-Newts?
It landed on Zenith. Do you want me to spin it again? And also, I don't know, because he wasn't here. It feels kind of weird. I'm realizing it now that he's won. It feels weird to be like, it's my brother. He's right over there.
Well, no, it's all good. He is here most shows. The only reason I didn't include him is because I was doing everybody that was in the chat plus all of our subscribers.
Okay. I'm happy to give Zenith a
Z-Newts
drawing.
deserves it just as much as anybody.
Okay. If you want, we can spin again and we'll both create a drawing and send that to a respective person.
Yeah, spin it one more time.
All right.
And they'll both get something.
Both people will get a drawing. My cousin.
Hey, you're fudging the numbers.
Oh my god. So
No,
my
I
brother
can't
and
think of
my
two better
cousin
people to win.
win drawings. This is great.
I'm gonna make him something, send him something.
All right. Well.
All right. Hell yeah.
Sorry,
Anyways,
guys.
on that note, no, that's a good turnout.
All right, folks.
Dedicated viewers.
That's right. Folks, this has been a lot of fun. I really do appreciate everyone being here. Episode 200, here's to 204.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, do you have anything else you want to say, Brandon?
No, I think that's it. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. As we both got sappy a little bit ago. I mean every word.
I meant every word of it.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun doing the show.
As
Appreciate
we
you guys.
yeah, we love you guys, and as we fade out, what do we always say, Brandon?
Don't get
Yuck.
eliminated.
Oh, that's good too. Don't
Oh,
yuck
man.
yums.
Yums.
Don't yuck yums.